Culture Chalk Talk with Saxon and Taylor.
Hey, how is everybody today? Coming to you live from WeVue headquarters, Tampa, Florida.
My name's Taylor Wallace.
Saxon bound. WeVue Culture Chalk Talk.
I've had a little too much coffee today, so we're going to really zip through this one. And to start things off, today we're going to be talking about success. So Saxon, how would you define success? What's that look like for you?
It's going to be a yellow and a red Ferrari and a white Lamborghini sitting in my driveway. What about you?
It's going to be having helped a lot of people, created a lot of value for others, really changed lives.
That's a pretty big difference there.
Yeah, it definitely is. So recently we had someone ask us that question, and it was a team exercise. And we kind of came back and said, okay, maybe success looks like a combination of those two. Maybe it's financial security, financial freedom for yourself, and generating value and helping other people. And that's really what the most successful people do.
And I agree. When you look at what success means for different people, that could be the answer, right? But what is success? And this was a revelation.
Well, and two, to tackle that for a second, the facilitator kind of asked us, well, what if you don't want to make a lot of money and you don't want to help other people? What if you're an artist, and you just want to make great art and you don't care if it makes much money? Are you unsuccessful because you haven't sold a lot of paintings and you haven't helped a lot of people?
No.
In your mind, maybe you are successful.
Yeah. So what was the definition that he gave?
So he said the definition of success is doing what you say you're going to do.
That definition of success absolutely plays directly into how we run our business, in the sense of when you say you're going to do something and you put your word out there, you're going to do it. That responsibility that goes along with you actually giving your word is something that we believe in this organization is one of the most powerful mountain movers that we constantly deal with. And we do that every week. Taylor,
I think there's two things to recognize with the idea of defining success as doing what you say you're going to do. The first is being very intentional about what you commit to doing.
What you say you're going to do. Yeah.
And then the second part is obviously the action. It's the follow through. It's getting that done. And then really there's kind of a third piece, and it's as soon as you recognize that maybe you're not going to be able to get something done that you said you were going to get done, it's redefining what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
It's saying, hey, I can no longer do this, but I can do something else.
Exactly.
So we've instilled this concept of X by Y's.
So X by Y, something by something.
So I will get the wireframes done by next Tuesday.
At
5 o'clock.
Exactly.
So there's an action, an owner, and a time that it's going to be done. And we basically stake our word, our integrity on that.
And we only instilled this probably 6 months ago. And the transformation that we've seen inside of our organization from a productivity standpoint has been unreal.
Yeah, and I think it's different too from, it's not every single task, right? We don't go through and say, hey, I'm going to get, each screen done for you by 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock of the wireframes. It's larger projects. We generally assign at least 3 X by Ys per person per week. And that way we know at a very high level what every member of the team is working on, and then we can hold each other accountable to those tasks.
And it provides autonomy for the team member to be able to go and do that task however they want, where they want to do it, when they want to do it. As long as it's done by your X by Y, we don't care. Now, you alluded to something earlier in the conversation about preparing somebody if you're not going to hit the X by Y. We call that an upset. That was taught to us by one of our dear friends and board member. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so he defines an upset as, the result of one of two things. So I get upset because either there was an unmet expectation, someone did not meet an X by Y that they said they were going to meet, or an undelivered communication, or the dreaded combo, which is an unmet expectation and an undelivered communication. So it's that idea of, for organizations that don't have some kind of X by Y type system, that don't really intentionally commit to do certain things and then hold each other accountable to those, oftentimes someone can get upset and the person that upset them doesn't know why they upset them.
Well, there's no clarity in the situation. So that's really where the X by Y creates clarity. And if you know that you're going to miss the X by Y, you don't tell your team that day. You don't tell them an hour before the meeting. You prep them so that they're not upset come Wednesday when their X by Y is not done. And if you go about it the right way, you explain the situation, you deliver that communication, and you also deliver expectation, it really does help with running the business. It just makes it so much more smooth. You identify problems earlier, and it helps with the process too.
Yeah. It's a good way too to weed out team members that are potentially not culture fits really early on.
Yeah.
You get a new employee in the door, you guys hold each other accountable to doing the tasks you all commit to do. They go a few weeks that they're consistently missing things and everyone else is making them.
Yeah.
Clearly there's an issue.
Yeah.
So our suggestion for the week is think about how you define success. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Does your team, are you guys intentional about how you communicate? Are you getting upset a lot? And are those upsets a result of undelivered communication?
Unmet expectations. Or
The dreaded combo.
combo.
Have a great week.
Thanks a bunch, guys. We'll see you next week. Remember, hit us on Facebook or Twitter. Any questions that you have, anything that you want us to go over, please do so. Thanks a bunch.
All the best.